Hi guys, and welcome to today's reading. We are going to do July predictions for 2021. So there's going to be two ways that you guys can use this video for those of you who are watching at any given time. If you want to go ahead and find out what's going to happen in July 2021, this is your video. If you would like to kind of look back and kind of test me to see if I was able to predict what was going to happen and what did happen to you in July 2021, then, you know, go ahead and watch the video and see how right I was, okay? You know, you've asked for it. You know, do these monthly predictions, do it, come on. And I decided to go ahead and give it to you because I love giving you guys exactly what you want. So before we begin, just want to go ahead and say our Twitter account is starting to grow, which is great, but we're still not at that 100 follower count yet. It's brand new. That's why we don't have hardly any followers. Just wanted to remind you, the links down below, when we get 100 followers, I am going to tweet out a $10 off coupon, okay, for the next 10 orders, okay? So if you're in one of the first 10 people who makes an order after I and use that coupon, you will get $10 off any private reading you have with me. Speaking of that, I do want to mention that I do now offer same-day readings. So if you are looking for a more speedy answer, they start at $25. That's for one question. So just kind of think about it like this. You could get a same-day reading for $15. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind with the with that discount. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. I do also have some new readings, like spirit guide readings, you know, channeled messages, things like that. But that's all in the description. I just wanted to announce it so that you guys knew, okay? Because sometimes, I mean, I usually don't like wasting your time with that kind of stuff because, you know, hey, you're here for the reading. And again, Twitter account followers, you know, once we get to 100, I'll be tweeting out a new coupon, and of course, as the Twitter account grows, I'll continue to tweet out coupons. Also, I post a lot of articles there, stuff from the shop, all of that kind of stuff. You might want to go there. Of course, affirmations, card of the day, that kind of stuff. A lot of really good energy there, so you might want to check it out. And then the only other thing I have to say is that, you know, we've got pretty big piles here. Sorry if they're messy. There's just a lot of cards in them. So this is going to be a kind of a long reading, okay? But, you know, we like long readings because we want to get into as much detail as possible and get you as many accurate results as possible as far as what is going to happen, okay? So you guys can be prepared. You know, I'm really happy to offer this. For those of you who celebrate happy midsummer, midwinter in the Southern Hemisphere, happy Litha, happy Father's Day for those of you who celebrate that. And I just wanted to say, you know, we've definitely, you know, in my house at least, have been full of that holiday spirit. So I just wanted to kind of mention that, you know, guys. And so for this July reading, sorry guys who are in the Southern Hemisphere, I'm using really summary type symbols here because I just wanted to kind of get into the spirit. Okay, so that said, of course, if you like this video, like and subscribe. I really, really appreciate that, but don't do that until you watch the reading, okay? I want you totally impressed before you decide that that's what you're gonna do. All right, that said, let's go ahead and get started on these readings because I know that's what you're here for. All right, July predictions. Here we go. The first pile is the orange flower. Second pile is the yellow citrine point. Okay, it's a crystal point. Let me just kind of hold that up a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit better. Yeah. Pile number 3 is the bicycle. Okay, pile number 4 is the ice cream, the little ice cream parlor there. I really like that one. Okay, pile number 5 is the sunstone point. Just holding that up so you can see. And then we have the yellow flower at pile number 6. So if you have not picked your pile, go ahead and pause the video so that you can kind of feel out which one's gonna work for you. Those of you who have picked it, we are going to start with pile number 1. The timestamps are all in the description, if not in that pinned comment. All right, guys? Okay, starting with pile 1. Hi, Pile 1. Here is your reading for July 2021. Okay, so this is going to be actually some of your strengths, okay? So we've got Shadow Self coming out. The chakra that is going to be the most active is going to be your third eye chakra, which kind of makes sense when we're doing some shadow work. I'm going to go ahead and leave these for later, okay? We're going to look at Euphoria. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Euphoria is going to be your focus card for the month, okay? We have some sword cards. Okay, we've got the Five of Swords. We've got another five. We've got the Five of Wands, and then we have the Two of Swords. And then we have Spirit and Healing Light. Ooh, I really like this. Okay, so these are just going to be some like extra information about kind of afterthought. So I'm going to leave these for the end. Okay, so we can kind of focus on what we have going on here. I really want to start with this card, the Shadow Self. Even though I typically tend to start with the tarot, I really feel like this is a really big month for you when you're going to be going deep. You know, when we talk about shadow self, when we talk about shadow work, these aren't necessarily the bad things about you. A lot of people have the misunderstanding that the shadow self has to be bad, or it has to be wrong somehow, or immoral, or something like that. Now, it oftentimes has those kinds of themes. But typically the shadow self is that area that you're kind of blind to. It's the area that you don't look at so much. And sometimes, sometimes maybe we have a gift that, for whatever reason, maybe we thought that it wasn't a very good gift, right? Let's pretend like I have the gift of music, and that when I was young, for some reason, I had a really negative association with music, okay? Then my musical talent would go into my shadow self. So that would definitely be a very positive thing, but I personally would associate that with negativity. So when we're talking about the shadow self, we're talking about confronting some of the things about yourself that really are okay, but that maybe some kind of long-held belief or some kind of maybe cultural pressure has shown you that maybe there's something wrong with you, or maybe that there's something that you would rather people not know. The shadow self has a lot to do with shame. It also has a lot to do with hidden potential. And what we find when we explore that shadow self, and a lot of people do that through therapy, okay, is that we uncover these beautiful gifts that we have that we didn't even realize that we had, okay? And with the healing light here, which I just love for you guys, we begin to heal ourselves as well, because then there aren't so many scary things in that scary place where we put all of that stuff we don't want to look at. So with the shadow self kind of coming out, understand you might feel this month like you, for example, you might have some behavior that you don't like coming out. But that's so you can confront it. You're going through a healing process right now, okay? You might have some behavior that you don't like coming out that you actually realize is a positive thing. It's something that's a gift for you. Something that I've noticed a lot of in shadow work, especially with a lot of people who are spiritual, is that for some reason there's some kind of stigma with mental illness, especially among spiritual and religious people, because it seems like it's maybe punishment or something like that. No, don't confuse the physical body with the spiritual body. The physical body, mental illness is a physical illness, okay? It's a disease either of the brain, sometimes it can be the endocrine system. I'm not going to get into biology, but that can sometimes be part of the shadow self. So part of the shadow self is accepting who we are as a physical being, okay? It's not just the things that we think about that's negative. So basically, you're going to be doing some shadow work. That's great, okay? It might seem scary, but it's actually very, very positive because, you know, as Jung says, when we put light with this healing light, okay? We take the healing light and we put it into the darkness. Darkness can't live there anymore. We become aware of who we truly are. We become more authentic. We become more our true selves, and we are able to accept ourselves and others on a whole nother level, okay? I'm sure that there's people that you have met that you know have certain talents, but they don't exercise those talents, and you're like, gosh, you have so much potential, why don't you do this? That's their shadow self telling them, there might be something that they don't like about that for some reason. Maybe they were taught that or whatever. You can't force shadow work, but it looks like that stuff's going to be wanting to come out, okay? So if you're feeling maybe stressed, or if you're feeling kind of anxious, that's kind of goes with the shadow self and with shadow work, but know that you are healing yourself, and that is always a really, really great thing. Okay. I want to go back. I want to go to this one next, because your key word for this month is euphoria. I'm going to go ahead and read this. Euphoria will amplify your awareness of the beauty that life has to offer. I think that that's an interesting thing, because I do consider, our strengths, because again, this is our strength card for you guys that pick this pile. I think that our strengths are often beautiful. So there might be some kind of, I don't want to romanticize trauma, because no, that's not anywhere where I fall, but there might be something beautiful about whatever it is that you're hiding away, that comes to light this month. So just kind of keep that in mind. We have the third chakra, we have the third eye chakra wide open for you guys. So your intuition is going to be really strong. That often happens when we're exploring the unconscious realm, okay? Just kind of consider that in psychodynamic theory, the unconscious realm is also the realm of dreams. It's also the realm of imaginative play and creativity. So when we're making the unconscious conscious, when we're taking the unknown and we're making it known, then we find that we can tap into some of the other more universal unknowns, okay? The more things you know about yourself, the more you'll be able to understand the rest of the world, and the more patterns you'll start seeing in the world. So know that you are going to be especially aligned with truth and clarity this month, which is amazing. Your intuitive gifts are growing, which is great. So yeah, I really feel, and this is why I didn't go to this until now, I feel like there's going to be some internal conflict with you. I'm not seeing this so much in the external. We'll have to look at these cards first, but I'm seeing the Five of Swords as this internal conflict of, I just can't win. This feeling that maybe you just feel like you can't get ahead. You've been fighting against something maybe inside of yourself, or you've been trying to get better than who you are, or get into a better situation. You just feel like you just can't get ahead. It's okay, because this month you're supposed to stand still. You're supposed to heal. This month is for healing, and you can't do a whole lot of other things while you're in this healing process. And the more still you are, the more receptive you're going to be to this intuitive awareness, okay? And the quicker this is going to happen too, okay? So this, for some of you guys who are watching this video, maybe this was supposed to be your month, but now it's going to be your next 2.5 weeks, or your next 3 weeks, and then you're going to be able to progress, past that, because you've watched this and okay, it's okay. I don't have to necessarily fight against myself. I just get still. I allow these things to present themselves, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to acknowledge that that's a part of me. I don't understand it. Maybe I don't like it, but that's a part of me. I'm going to go ahead and work on that, that kind of stuff. We also have some internal conflicts when it comes to, it's like, this is more internal conflicts with the mind and with feeling like getting things done, okay? The internal conflict's also going to be on an emotional level as well, okay? So I do want to mention that you are going to find that you're very divided on what where your positions are going. I kind of want to come back to this and put a little caveat there, because I think it's important. When I say emotions, I mean this is more of a spirited nature, maybe a passionate nature, not so much emotions the way that we might think about them when we think about the water element as kind of going with the flow and moving deep and that kind of stuff. I'm talking about the more fiery, transient emotions of just kind of frustration and that kind of stuff that can kind of get us warring with ourselves, okay? So again, we also have some anxiety playing in here, okay? So just understand that there's going to probably be some extra anxiety in your life this month, but how you get out of that is being still and just allowing this information to come forward. You're going to be very, very perceptive of what's going on with other people too. So that might cause you to feel a little anxious, just because sometimes we don't necessarily want to know, for example, how, I don't know. It's a silly example, but sometimes when I get more aware of just things going on in the world, I realize just how silly people are, or how maybe unintelligent people tend to act, right? So that can bring some kind of some feelings of like, that kind of feeling. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting here. You're not meant to be making any major decisions this month, okay? If you're going into this month in a place where, maybe you do need to make a decision, understand this card's coming up letting us know that the decision will be made for you. You don't need to apply yourself to that decision. And I do want to mention, for those of you who are very purist about how you interpret the cards, I interpret these intuitively. So yes, I understand what the Two of Swords means. I definitely get that. But for me right now, I'm getting that this is just supposed to be, again, embracing that stillness, embracing that healing light, being able to kind of calm your mind. You might want to work on any kind of mindful meditation, any kind of like yoga or breathing exercises. You're just kind of taking it easy. I'm not saying don't exercise or anything like that, but I'm just thinking about things that are more calming. Okay, make sure you're getting that self-care in. Even if it's just a little bit. So let's see at some other predictions we can make. So we have the snake followed by the book. So this is interesting. There's I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I get this right. Okay, I feel like there's going to be a secret that's coming to light about somebody that maybe you might be feeling a little bit, if you're a particularly empathic person, as if maybe there's somebody that's like kind of against you right now, or maybe somebody who's kind of, this isn't like a snake energy, like really, really, really negative, the way that the snake energy can be in the Lenormand. I say that because snakes can be very, very positive in other situations, but this energy feels like just a meddlesome person, somebody who is just kind of, maybe somebody who's jealous, maybe somebody who's just got some negative energy going on, just kind of letting it out on whoever's in their path, that kind of stuff. But there's a secret about this person that's going to come out. So either the person's identity is going to be revealed to you this month, or you're going to find something out about this difficult person that's going to put in context a lot of their behavior, and it's going to help you better protect yourself against whatever their agenda is, okay? For some of you, it's almost like somebody who's been moving against you is going to be found out before they can actually strike, before they can make that move. And so that's also very good, okay? But I would say try not to worry about this too much, because the focus card here for me in these two cards is like, here's the situation, but this is the outcome. The outcome is that you're going to find out about it. Okay, they're not going to be able to affect you. Okay, we've got the mouth of the snake pointing this way. It's not pointing that way. It's not pointing into the future. It's in the past. So they're not going to be able to hurt you. With anything that's going to have staying power. Okay, it's just somebody that's kind of negative force in your life. Some kind of secret's going to come out about them. Keep that in mind. Okay, so we also have the elephant come up. This is a really interesting card because it's not only talking about physical journeys. You might take a physical journey, yes, but it's also talking about acquiring wisdom through that journey. Okay, so the journey can be a physical one. It can be, the shadow work. It could be a completely different one. What it is like, it's a journey where you're finding out knowledge, and by the end you're able to apply that knowledge. Okay, because it's one thing when we learn information. It's a completely different thing when we're able to apply that information, though, and that can sometimes be the discrepancy between people who are really intelligent and then people who are really wise, and people who are really sage and that kind of thing. So yeah, you are going through some kind of major spiritual transformation here. There's bound to be conflict in this, okay? But you're coming out much better for it, much wiser. I'm also getting that for some of you, it's almost like a cloud's going to be lifted. Because we've got the light here, we've got some clouds here, but it's like the elephant sometimes is also associated with memory, and I'm just getting, when I'm touching this, like some kind of cloud is going to be, like, if you've been having some brain fog lately, that kind of stuff, like that cloud's going to be lifted. You're going to be able to figure things out easier. Your mind's a little bit more sharp, okay, by the end. Okay, so we do have the mountain, major challenges to overcome. That kind of goes without saying when we're working on ourselves, when we've got some internal struggles. Just know stillness, euphoria, embrace the things that are making you happy. Embrace the stillness. Know that you're going through a healing process. Know that things are coming to light. We've got the healing light and all of that. Understand we've got truth and clarity coming to you. So, you know, you've got a lot of really good things on your side. So as you go through this month, if you're starting to feel like really discouraged, like, oh my gosh, I'm just really not happy, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not like getting to that point where I want to be, understand that you are going to be in so much of a better place by the end of this, that this is going to look like this mountain. It might be a mountain right now, but it's going to look like a little speed bump, okay, in retrospect. Right? And then we have a cracked cup. Okay, so that's so funny because I didn't even look at it. But yeah, we've got dissatisfaction with life here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes my camera doesn't focus very well. Like, I leave it on autofocus just because it's easiest for me with the videos, but just wanted to make sure you guys could see that. So yeah, we've got this dissatisfaction with life. Please don't confuse that with meaning that life is not going to be satisfactory, though. Okay, I feel like the dissatisfaction is really turned inward right now. I feel like you are doing a battle against yourself so that the best you can come forward. Of course, I mean, I'm a golf fan, so of course I'm going to think about golf, but it kind of reminds me of how in golf tournaments, you know, and the US Open was this weekend, for those of you who are tuning in, like, when the video goes up. In golf, you know, the players don't really compete against one another. I mean, yes, they have to kind of be aware of where they're in standing versus the other opponents, but they're really competing against themselves. And so that internal space, okay, like the mind, one's internal state is so much more important to kind of be looking at versus looking at the scores up on the leaderboard, okay? Because they're competing with each other. They're competing with themselves, okay? And each individual competition is a competition against one's own obstacles. And I really feel like that's a really good metaphor for what's going on with you guys. This isn't the kind of competition where, you know, let's say in football or soccer where you can just kind of plow through other people and you know, get them out of your way, or where you've got to just kind of hit this great goal or whatever. It's not like that. It's more, you're not necessarily competing against other people. You're competing this week this month against your old self. And by the end of the month, your old self, it's almost like the snake shedding your snake skin and coming out totally rejuvenated, healed, with more clarity and truth, being able to release this internal battle that you're feeling and coming out with wisdom, really overcoming this obstacle and this euphoria here. You know, really hang on to those moments that are making you feel happy, because that's the key to this. This is what's coming for you by the end of this month, by the end of this journey, okay? Is that you are going to be so much happier in every single area of your life. So again, don't confuse dissatisfaction with life this month with a unsatisfactory life, because you are working towards a much better one, okay, guys? I know it was long, but I wanted to make sure everything came out. thank you guys so much for watching this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I have more content coming out this week. I've got a couple more videos, and don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube. I'm sorry, to the Twitter, because yeah, I'd like to get that savings out to you. If you need a private reading, you know where to find me. Thank you so much. Hi, those of you who picked the second pile, we've got the Citrine point. Here's your reading. We have innocence. This is going to be working in your favor. Okay, this is your strengths this month. Okay, we have creativity. I'm going to go ahead and put these on the side here. Didn't see them. We've got opportunity. This is good. This is your focus card. Okay. We have the lovers. That's great. Okay, not so great. We do have the Five of Cups, and we have the Queen of Wands. It makes sense to me. And then we have conflict. Okay, so we're going to have some kind of conflicting event here. Before we get into some of these more minute predictions, I want to go ahead and just look at these, okay? That's exactly the way I did it with the other pile, or the first one. So, one of the things that you can really hold on to this month, that'll really benefit you a lot, is what have you done and what haven't you done, okay? When we're looking at things like conflict, and we're looking at things like kind of emotional turmoil and that kind of stuff, and when you're looking at opportunities, your innocence, or I want to say your culpability, is going to really play into the dynamic, okay? So really keep in mind that as long as you, okay, sometimes I get kind of channeled messages for you guys. I'm getting this idea of, I feel like I've said this in a recent video. In fact, I might have even said it in my last one, but I'm getting to tell you guys that if it feels wrong, it is wrong. Don't do it. Yeah. That's the kind of thing that I'm getting with this. It's like your conscience is really going to be guiding you. I feel like innocence is like the best word that this particular deck could have brought forth, but it feels so much more about what's behind your action. Make sure that you are, your strength this month is going to be moving forward with pure intentions. Yes, that's it. Pure intentions, because that is going to resolve any kind of conflict you have. That's going to open up the opportunities even wider for you. And that's what's going to be getting through this a breeze compared to, where maybe you would be if you hadn't, been thinking about this. I'm not saying that you guys are all like just these bad people that go around with horrible, horrible intentions. I'm just saying, if you can check it, make sure that you're checking yourself that you've got really pure intentions, then you're going to succeed this month, okay? So let's go on to this card. So we've got creativity here. The point of picking this card for you guys is that I wanted to know which chakra was going to be the most important one to you this month. And for you guys, it's going to be the throat chakra. We're talking about communication. We're talking about ideas, creativity, of course. We're talking about anything that we can do with our voices, singing. Sometimes that's going to be any kind of vibrations or noises, like making music, speaking, even writing, even if it's pen to paper, that kind of stuff, communication, that all is going to be really, really important this month for you, okay? But we also have this creativity being like within the throat chakra, and all of the things it covers. The area that we're being shown is the creative expression, the creative endeavor that we can achieve when we use our throat chakra for that. Okay, so you might notice that the way you express yourself is really affecting other people, okay? And you will also find that you're a more effective communicator this month. You will also notice that you're going to be a little bit more sensitive to words. But I really feel like most of you are going to be having some really novel ideas, really new ideas. That probably is going to be another thing that's going to be opening up more opportunities to you. But the bottom line is, be aware that what you say has a lot more weight this month, sorry, has a lot more weight this month than it would in other months. And so be careful with your words, and also understand that other people, what they're saying, it's like your throat chakra is open, so you're also open to other people's communication, and that might be an area where you want to kind of put up some blocks or put up some protection there so that you're not so sensitive to that. If you're the kind of person that might get a little miffed by interpreting things in a certain way and that kind of stuff, okay? Just know that it's going to be flowing, okay? This would be a really, really good time for those of you who are writers or any kind of creators in any way, whatever you create. It's going to be a really good time for you guys to do that. Okay. And when you create, try to express yourself somehow in that creation. I'm kind of like a little confused because I'm like, I don't really know how you couldn't, but I'm being told to say that. So, all right. So opportunity. Yeah, you're going to be having some opportunities to grow. And I really feel like this has to do with finances. I feel like people are going to be recognizing you for your craft, for example, and people are going to be recognizing you for your kindness, your good intentions, all of that kind of stuff. So understand, we've got that coming up, but then we also have this conflict card, which is kind of, it's kind of weird. It's a weird parallel. I feel like this opportunity might cause other people to just be a little resentful, maybe a little jealous. For some of you guys, though, this conflict is going to be completely separate from all of this other stuff. This is going to be something else, okay? So, for example, maybe you're really focusing on work this month, or maybe you're focusing on love this month. We haven't gotten here yet. And then this ends up happening like in your family life, or maybe this ends up happening like with your hobbies, or or something like that. So understand that, I mean, this is going to be a big deal this month, so I'm not trying to like dismiss it, but understand that this conflict doesn't necessarily have to be something that's going to affect the good things in your life, okay? But just know that there's some kind of big conflict coming, and that you can weather the storm as long as you're aware that keep your intentions pure, and make sure that you're really using your gift of good communication, great ideas, creativity, to get out of this conflict, okay? Because I feel like this could be a lot smaller as long as you guys are keeping that in mind. So yeah, let's go over to the tarot here. I kind of almost feel like this is a separate comment, okay? So we have the Lovers. So we're going to be talking a lot this month about partnerships, okay? This can be finding really, really strong friendships. It can be finding great partnerships in business or with your hobbies, people lifting you up. Obviously, it can also be maybe the month where you find somebody special for you, or where a relationship you're already in really solidifies, okay? So I really feel like, especially with this being a major arcana card, and I understand some people call it arcana, but with this major arcana card, I feel like this is going to be a bigger focus, say, then maybe even your creativity will be, I really feel like these relationships are really important. We've got the big sun. I understand some of you guys are in the southern hemisphere, but with the big sun coming out and it being July and it being like right in the middle of summer, we do have, we have, this kind of visual that things are going to be very warm. I also have the idea of this kind of divine partnership too. So you might notice more coincidences with the people that you meet. Pay attention to those, okay? This conflict, I feel, is directly associated with this. I feel like the conflict comes from you being an amazing person, okay? We've got the Queen of Wands. Regardless if you're male or female, it doesn't matter. The Queen of Wands, I feel, really represents you in your creativity, okay? You've got the sunflowers around you. You've got all this sunshine. You've got your warmth with the pyramids and all of that kind of stuff. You even have some intuition going on with this cat. And we've got this fiery energy of creativity, this energy of passion. Got opportunities coming your way. We've got the Lovers with that intense connection and the intuitive connection that we get when we're really connecting with other people. So with the Queen of Wands coming up, showing us as a emotionally receptive person who is on a more fiery side right now with life. When we've got this kind of watery energy here with the disappointment or maybe even grief of the Five of Cups, I feel like this is over some kind of conflict. Here's what's weird though. I really feel like this is temporary. I don't feel like this is going to be, maybe looking back on the month, it's not going to be as big of a deal as it feels at the time. This is going to feel real bad though. I would imagine that for most of you, it's going to last like maybe 3 days this month. It's just going to be really bad days, okay? Given, the month, we've got 30, 31 days in this month, that's a very small portion of the month that you're going to be having some pretty bad days, but it's just the bad days are going to be really bad, okay? I don't feel like it's going to be connected to these new partnerships, and these don't necessarily have to be new, but just really solidifying of these partnerships. I feel like it has to do with this conflict, and I really am still getting this idea that this conflict is somehow separate from the rest of this, okay? But I am getting the Queen of Wands energy might be something that kind of creates that dynamic that makes it more difficult. The Queen of Wands energy, the opportunity, the creativity energy, puts you in a place where maybe you are more apt to experience some kind of conflict or experience some kind of emotional, it just feels like emotional vulnerability. Yes, this could be literal grieving, but I really feel like it's just emotional vulnerability, and it's like you're looking at the negative when you're not realizing that there's a lot of positivity there. It's almost like you're going to be drawn to the negatives of the particular situation, and I also feel like this has to do with a relationship with somebody who's just, I can't say that it's necessarily going to be like a romantic interest, but I feel like this is like a family interest. Like this is a family relationship that's really, really important to you, or a relationship that feels like family. Could be a friendship. This is going to really bring you some grief for a little while, but the good news is going to get better, okay? So let's go ahead and look at some more predictions here, because that's going to help you the most. Okay, so we've got the Friend, and then we've got this, the Mice, okay? The Mice takes away. So we've got exactly what I just said. So the dog represents friendship, can represent loyalty and that kind of stuff. But I feel like there's some of that friendship's going to be taken away at one point. You know what? I think I know what this is. I feel like you're not going to be feeling, like you're going to be so excited about different things that you have your ideas, your new partnerships, these opportunities and everything. And it's like your friend's not there. Your friend's absent somehow, or somebody who's really close to you is absent. And that's what ends up getting you down, okay? So just keep that in mind. We'll see how it plays out, But again, I still feel like this is relatively temporary. I don't feel like this is going to be happening, and this isn't defining your month. This is just something that happens this month. That's too bad. I'd put this around the middle of the month too, just so you know. Oh, Heart, love, deep affection and caring. Look at that. We've got the Lovers and we've got the Heart. Yeah, this is going to be a time for love for you. We even have these little children kissing, I really do feel like those of you who are especially interested in what is going to happen in my love life this month, are things going to get better or not, this is confirming for you. Things are getting better, okay? Things are getting more intense. They're getting more solid. You're going to be fine in that area. Again, this can also refer to really, really intense friendships and really intense partnerships of any kind, okay? But with the Heart on top of it, and we've got the Lovers, yeah, you're gonna have a really good love life this month, okay? So really capitalize on that. Okay, we've got Coins. Money will be coming to you. Look at this. We've got opportunity, coins, love. Yeah, what more can you want, right? Maybe your friend right now, but yeah, so we have like maybe some unexpected money here or there, or maybe acquiring something that's going to give you more wealth. this could be saving money on a project, like maybe having a project out there that you're thinking is going to cost X amount of money, and it's really going to be half of X amount of money. So it's like you end up gaining, thinking that you're, this could also be, I'm getting actually when I'm touching this, could also be some small gains in the market. I'm not a financial advisor at all. I'm not going to claim that, but for those of you who invest, this might have to do with that, but I'm not a financial investor. I cannot give you any kind of advice about that, but just kind of keep that in mind. That's kind of a vibe I'm getting. And then we have the bird flying. News is on the way. Okay, good. Like I said, your throat chakra, your communication is going to be wide open. Okay. So that means you're going to be receiving a lot of communication as well. Oftentimes we look at the chakras and we're like, okay, so this means that I'm going to be good at communicating. I'm going to be great at being creative. I'm going to be great at expressing myself. Sometimes we don't realize that when one of our chakras is open, we're really open to receiving that from other people too. Okay. So we're going to have some news on its way. You might get news about flying. You might get news about going on a trip, or news about somebody going on a trip. This could be airmail. I'm getting a lot of really go into this. Okay, this could be airmail. This could also be news about a trip that you're taking. I feel like whatever this news is, it's going to be. It might actually be some positive news while you're going through this negative event here. Okay. And I'm also getting to understand that sometimes it's like when you want information this month, you're going to get it pretty quickly. But also understand that if you don't get it straight away, for example, if you just go up to somebody and ask them a question and they're like, oh, hold on, and you don't get it straight away, don't worry, you'll get it the time you need to get it. Okay. So we also have divine timing in here, which makes sense because we've got the lovers here with this divine angel figure, showing us the divinity of certain, really special relationships that we have. Okay, guys. So yeah, we've got a pretty balanced month. Actually, I'd say it's balanced in your favor. We've got a lot of love. We've got some money. We've got some good news. We've got your creative energy just flowing and your communication coming out. Make sure you're keeping your intentions pure. Be very deliberate in your actions and that kind of thing. You've got some opportunities coming your way. Some kind of issues with a friend, some kind of conflict, but I really feel like this is more of an afterthought. This is not going to be as big of a deal as it might feel like at the time. Okay? It'll be over quicker than you think at the time, and so just really keep that in mind. And we've got the Queen of Wands also showing that you're going to be feeling warm, you're going to be feeling creative, you're going to have that spark of creativity and warmth, and that's just great. So you guys, regardless of what the cards say, I hope you have a wonderful July. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and like. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. I've got a couple more videos coming out this week, every week. Remember to check out the Twitter account and all of that good stuff. You can find out all the information you need from the in the description. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, those of you who picked the bicycle. Okay, pile number 3, let's see what you have. Oh, wow. Okay, so you've got playfulness, but I feel like there's something, I feel like I'm not even going to look at any of the other cards. I feel like this playfulness has a little bit of trickster energy to it, okay? The way that, if you're not familiar with myths with trickster energies, it's like the clever fox, or that kind of thing. We've got this, somebody coming out that's pointing out a truth to you in a playful way or in a joking way, right? But you're making some kind of transformation as a result of that. You're learning a new truth, or you might be the one that's delivering that truth to other people. Just make sure to keep it playful. Keep it very playful, because a lot of people don't like to hear truths about themselves, right? But with the butterfly wings, I really feel like that's very, very symbolic right now of transforming through playfulness. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind. We also have guidance. You're going to be getting a lot of divine guidance this month. So we've got your crown chakra very, very open. if you are into interacting with your spirit guides, your higher self, interacting with the divine, with a deity, or interacting just with the universe, this is really good time for you. You will be getting those messages very clearly. I can't say that you're going to be hearing them as if somebody's standing right there talking to you, but it's like, you know, if for example, you get your guidance through dreams, your dreams are going to become more vivid and you're going to be remembering them more. If you get your divine guidance through coincidences or synchronicities, those signs are going to be there. You might find this month that you are learning new ways to receive messages of divinity, okay? And of course, this can also be from just reading religious texts, reading spiritual texts. Okay, I'm being told also, just, it doesn't have to be spiritual or religious. It's just whatever it is that that feels awesome in your world, whatever it is that makes life worth living. It's like that substance is gonna be there, just really uplifting you. Okay, and I'm also getting, regardless, you are going to be getting some very, very strong signs, okay? So pay attention to the coincidences. You might want to write them down. I started doing that, and I never stopped because it was just so amazing how I could just kind of look in my journal and be like, okay, I had that, and then, oh, wow, a week later, you know, this thing happened. So it's really great. So yeah, you might want to write them down. If not, that's fine too. Just be aware. And be aware you're getting some divine guidance. Also getting like spirit guides, or maybe those who have passed over, for those of you who are receptive to that. That might also be something that's coming through a lot. Go ahead and these under. Okay, choice. This is supposed to be a focus card for you guys. Choice. Understand that your choices matter. I want to say that and then say, but no pressure. But I know that, you know, if I'm going to be saying, okay, well, your choices are really, really important, you know, of course it's going to put some pressure on you. But I think that an element of this card that is especially important is that you're going to be in control this month. You're going to be in control this month. You're going to be able to choose how this month goes for you, okay? You're going to be divinely inspired. You're going to be feeling good, very playful, very, you know, transformative. You're manifesting a lot. And because you're in control, you're able to kind of guide your own path this month, okay? And we've got the star, okay? So we do have that direction. We do have some vulnerability associated with that, though. Don't be afraid to choose your own path, you know? Don't be afraid to make the choice that's best for you. I say that, and then I think about one of my best friends. She is such an amazing person, but she gives so much of herself to other people. And it's like she is one of the most selfless people I know. And so if I was saying this to her, I'd be like, just forget about everybody else for the whole month and just focus on you. You know, that's the kind of energy I'm getting. It's like really give yourself a break, focus on you, make your own decisions, be authentic, be who you are. And the other people can worry about themselves, you know? It's like you're not going to stop caring about people, or you're not going to stop giving to other people just because you're giving to yourself. You're just replenishing that well, so that you have more to give. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're the kind that, like my friend, tends to be terrified that if, you know, of being selfish, you know, that kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with that. We also have this kind of feeling of hope too. So if you've been going through a time where you've been feeling really low hope about things going your way, you're going to start seeing how things are starting to go your way this month, okay? So that's kind of a secondary message there. Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups and we have the King of Swords. We also have the intention and peace. That's wonderful because it really goes with the message of the star here. And it goes with the message of the Eight of Cups. And sometimes the wisdom of the Eight of Cups is about needing to walk away when things get too emotional. And that can be so hard. As somebody who, I I wouldn't say that I'm an emotional person. I'm more of a thinking oriented person. But because I spend so much time in my thoughts, I don't have a whole lot of practice with my emotions. So I'm more prone to if I'm going to get upset about something, I'm going to really get upset about it, right? And sometimes I can get really attached to that idea that I need to make that better. I need to feel better. Being able to know that you've just got to walk away and not let it escalate that is such a tough lesson to learn. So I'm not telling you guys that this is going to be easy. I'm just saying, monitor your inner emotions and understand that your emotions are there to give you information, just like your thoughts would, just like information, just like facts and data would give you information. Your emotions are there to give you guidance. And when your emotions start kicking up and you start feeling uncomfortable, that's letting you know maybe you've got to walk away from this for a little bit, sort things out on your own, because you are going to like a big focus for you right now is finding that peace. And so if you feel like you're being challenged in this way, it's because, you're working on finding your peace. You're working on making that choice that's good for you. Maybe you want to stick in that situation, even though it's high tension, because you just want to make everybody else feel okay. Or you want to feel okay, like, this person's okay with you and they care about you or whatever. Care about yourself first. And then that person will be able to respect you in that kind of situation. I just feel like you're going to reach a point where either you stick with the situation and it's going to escalate and it's going to just get really, really uncomfortable and difficult to handle. Or you're going to decide, you know what, I'm going to walk away from this. That doesn't mean that I don't have to come back to it later. Doesn't mean that I have to walk away for more than maybe 1 minute. But walk away when you start escalating so that you can experience the feeling of composing yourself and getting to this point where the King of Swords, master of his thoughts, you can come back and you can say, look, here's how it is. I'm in control of the situation. I can control whether or not this bothers me. I can control whether or not I have peace, and look at this. We've got the butterflies with this King of Swords talking about transformation. We're transforming this negative emotional energy into a sense of calm and peace. We're guided this week of this month, and we've got this peacefulness, the butterfly wings again with the transformation. I just really feel like you guys are going to be going through stuff, but you're like so able to handle it. And it's almost like, I kind of feel like maybe before July, you've been on a transformation process already. And that this is kind of like, it's almost like you've come out of your cocoon and now you have transformed and it's time to enjoy that transformation too. So I think that there's some of that kind of playing on too. So let's go ahead and see some more so basically some more nuanced predictions here. We've got some change in the flow of money. Okay, thankfully both of these cards tend to be much more positive. So we've got change, movement of money. Okay, so you might be expecting a big deposit this week. You might want to move money from one place to another, but I feel like you end up with the money though. You end up with a gain here. So just understand that there's gonna like the storks represent change sometimes. Sometimes they represent something new, but they also represent movement. And I feel like the change and the movement are what's driving this money. And you're gonna end up with more money, more abundance. Okay, but I really feel like it's literal money rather than just materials in general. I just feel like more abundance. I wonder, like, sometimes people get in this feeling in this area where they have scarcity consciousness, and it tends to be at a time, like I see it a lot in relationships where somebody feels like, oh, they need that attention, and so they're doing these things to get the attention. They don't even realize that person's right there. They're just busy maybe, or maybe they're asleep, or something like that. And they totally give you all that attention. They're not scarce. They're not rare. You're going to be able to get this. But it's almost like some people, when I say you, I'm talking about these people, not you personally. But it's like this feeling of scarcity, like this person's not going to come forward, or a situation where it's like, ooh, I don't have enough money, I can't do these things, you know, and that kind of stuff. I feel like that scarcity consciousness is not going to be a major factor for you this month. I feel like you're going to be able to feel really strong in your resources, okay? And it's because of this movement of money. Okay, so we have the eye, psychic ability, trust your intuition. Yes, you are being divinely guided, and that's obviously going to respond. That's obviously going to peak your energy. When we are going through something where we're finding peace, we're getting that control, we're empowered, and all of that kind of stuff, we're so much more receptive to intuitive experiences. And I do have to mention, though, people who tend to watch these videos tend to be more intuitive than the average person. So I do want to comment that, you know, just by watching this video and being open to the concept that you could receive guidance from me, you know, is another, you know, understand that this fits into your behavior anyway, okay? So, but yes, your intuition's going to be really good. We've got sunrise, new creative ventures, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Yes, with these butterfly wings, we've got just a fresh start. It's like you're starting out, but you're starting out at a level up this month, okay? And then we have some danger here, fear, worries, and intense situations. I really feel like this is directly related to this Eight of Cups energy. And I feel like I need to talk a little bit more on this. You know, this is about, this card's all about walking away from drama, basically. I don't like that word drama because I don't know. It's just got like weird negative associations for me, but it's really about walking away from drama, walking away from highly emotional, volatile situations, situations that are really taxing on your emotions. And so I really feel like it's important to listen to your emotions so that you know when you need to walk away, because that's exactly what they're for. They let you know when you're in danger, okay? And, you know, as cool and calm as you can be with your thoughts, and as perfectly safe you might be with your physical body, emotional danger is important. You know, it's important to get out of emotional danger as well. So understand that when we're talking about this danger, and I'm feeling like very, very strong, like very, very clear that this is connected, it's important to take measures to protect yourself emotionally as well, okay, guys? So keep that in mind. And really, I just, it's so important to know that you are in control, okay? You can make the choices you need to get to where you best need to be. And given that you've just gone through this transformation, you're getting there, okay? You've got divinity on your side. You've got your intuition working for you. You're reaching a state of increased peace. I feel like something that I haven't mentioned, that sometimes things are so obvious that I don't even think to say them, but you're aligned with truth. So you're able to live your own truth. You have guidance, you know, here with the star as a guiding force, and you also have hope. You might be feeling a little vulnerable, but that's okay because you totally got this. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed your reading. You know, if you did, feel free to like. I love that kind of feedback. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because I have more videos coming this week and every week. And just thank you. Thank you for supporting me and being here. I appreciate it. Hi, those of you who picked the ice cream shop. Here is your reading. Okay, so we have harmony. So this is going to be a strength for you this month. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep looking here. We've got relationships. I'm going to go ahead and put these more specific. These are the more specific predictions, and I'm going to go ahead and save them for last. So we have patience. Okay, Queen of Swords, the World. Let's put the Major Arcana card over here. I always say it Arcana, and I understand. I'm a little embarrassed about that. But okay, so and then we have the Page of Swords over here. So we've got two Swords cards, the World. We've got the vast universe. So we do have you really engaged here with. I feel like you're really on top of things right now. and it's like just things are going your way. When I think about harmony, I do think obviously about getting along and all of that kind of great stuff. I feel like your relationships are going to be taking care of themselves this month, okay? But I also think about how things complement one another, okay? Because I'm a musician, and I play, the piano, guitar, and some other instruments. And when I see this harp, I think about how, we talk about like, oh, this person's just like me and all of this stuff. But I mean, it would be so boring if every single song was composed of just one note, right? So I also feel like your relationships are going to be really harmonious. Like they're going to go together. They're going to complement each other well. And you guys it's almost like, this is going to sound silly, but it's almost like your relationship's like a song, right? Your relationships, your friendships, your family relationships, your love relationships, and that kind of thing. It's just going to be really, really good this month. So much is going to take care of itself. Like you don't have to even worry about them. But since we do have the relationships card, we do have a lot of intimacy. We have freedom, trust, and acceptance. I feel like, especially if you have a really, really special friend or companion, and for some reason I'm getting like of the sex that or of the gender that you are attracted to, okay? So this could be somebody that you're interested in. It's like you're going to be really getting along well with the people of the gender you're attracted to, okay? So and let me just kind of explain. If you're a straight woman, you're going to be getting along really well with men. If you are a gay man, you're going to be getting along well with men. If you're, that's the way I mean by that. But I'm just getting that your relationships are going to be really, really harmonious, obviously, but they're just going to be feeling like really, I want to say intense, but I don't think that's the right word. Oh, secure. They're going to be feeling really, really secure. It's almost going to be like you feel like you have a really strong foundation in your relationship, and you're just building. You're going to be feeling a really, there's security, there's this strong foundation, there's this feeling of like, I'm getting the visual of like building blocks, like you're really building something together. You're building something beautiful. It's not just that you're building something like, there's just these like dull blocks that are just being placed on top of one another. It's just getting like, it's a beautiful thing. You're like building a castle, or you're building a garden, or it's like you're building something really, really beautiful together. And you're going to be feeling very content. So your relationships are going to be going very, very well this month. So it's just such a great thing to start out with. I feel so good. Like just even touching these cards, I'm like, ooh, I want to feel it. But anyway, so yeah, we've got some patience though, and sometimes patience is, I'm already getting some more. I guess my psychometry right now is like when you get intuitive touch is really working, because it's like I was about to say, typically when I get patience, I think about patience in relationships, like patience with the other person, right? But I'm actually getting that it's like you're going to have to be patient with yourself this month, okay? Because I feel like you're in such a good place that you're going to maybe try to get ahead of yourself. So my best advice to that is take things on as they come, and you can add a little bit, because I do feel like you're going to be feeling very vital. You're going to be feeling like you have a lot of good support and all of that, but also understand that you can't do everything, So just kind of keep that in mind. But yes, you're going to be very in sync. We've got the vast universe. I just feel like with the world and the universe here, I just feel like everything's just perfectly aligned in your life, and just things are just happening. This is really great. So we've got the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords too. And I want to say, the swords are obviously, for those of you who know, they're connected with the airs. They're connected with communication. They're connected with ideas and thoughts. They're connected with those kinds of things. But when we have the Queen of Swords, we also have those emotions. Okay, we have a receptive being. We've got the feminine energy, a feminine principle with the sword. Okay, so we have this nice marriage between genders. We've got this nice feeling of the head and the heart are perfectly aligned. Yes, the head's going to be a little bit more it's going to be a little bit more impactful this month for you. So, your thoughts, for example, and your ideas and the way that you're analyzing things in a detached way, for example, is your communication. That stuff's going to be real good, but you do have that undercurrent of also it's not as rigid as, say, the King of Swords, which is that more masculine principle, but we've got the kind of nice balance between the head and the heart, and I really like that. And then we also have the Page of Swords, which is like you're okay with making mistakes, like, and I'm not saying that you're going to be just fumbling around acting like an idiot or anything like that, but I'm just saying that even when you make mistakes in your thinking, or if you kind of stumble around with a word or something like that, in communication and everything, you're fine with that. I just feel like you're feeling very confident this month, and that's really, really great. And it's probably because you have everything just falling into place for you. I would say you're probably not going to be having any issues making decisions, but if you do, if there's a decision that kind of comes up and you're just like, ooh, I don't know what to do, wait for it to present an answer to you, because it will, when you've got everything just lining up like this. Let me tell you a little bit more about the world. We've got you basically at a point right now where you've gotten to where you want to be, okay? And you can take full advantage of all of the I want to say all of the benefits that come with where you've gotten this far. It's almost like you have completed a goal, or you're in the completion of a goal this month, and by the end of the month you're really able to take advantage of that. And it's like your path. Also, exactly what path you're supposed to be on. So if you've been struggling with that kind of stuff, just know it's going to get real clear this month for you. Okay, this patience, though, I think that this patience is also kind of referring to the fact that when we talk about things falling into place and everything, just understand that there is a time and place for everything. For example, I'm going to use a really lavish example, okay? I'm not saying that this is going to happen to you, but for example, you're feeling on top of the world, everything's lining up, you won $100,000, and you're just feeling great. Now's not the time to be like, okay, now I want to win $100 million. It's like, no, wait. It's like you're on top of the world. You just got $100,000. It's like you're going to be getting some really, really great things, but be patient for that to build even more, because it will. That's what's great about it. It's like, not only are you on top of the world and things are falling into place, but I feel like this is going to keep going through August even. So keep that in mind. Just really, really positive space. This feels so good. It feels so good to do this reading for those of you who picked this pile. So yeah, you guys are awesome. So we got the Pale, time to get out of a situation. There's probably something where you've been kind of, it's probably something, maybe a relationship, where you've just kind of starting to feel like, ooh, this isn't working. There's something about it that's not feeling right. Go ahead and get out of that situation. Don't worry so much about the situation itself, becoming worse. I feel like everybody's calm enough in this situation, or the situation is stable enough if it doesn't involve other people, that when you get out of it, it's going to be fine. Okay, so make sure that you are taking care of anything that's just kind of getting in your flow. Okay. We've got Nest, so we've got an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. I really feel like this is also just kind of just describing where you are, though. We've got the egg, and of course I'm thinking about the world egg, that seed, where just about anything can come out, or we've got this creative force and we've got it all secure and it's incubated and it's like it's about to burst forward. And so I'm seeing this as a very metaphorical symbol for you guys, as being, it's like you guys are going to be able to be successful in your new endeavors as well. Again, I just feel like this is like July for you guys and a little bit more. So kind of keep that in mind. I do feel like you're going to be, with this harmony and relationships, I do feel like the relationships you're going to be allowing into your life, regardless of whether or not they're family, are going to be positive ones. It will help you, it will help uplift you, okay? So keep that in mind too. This is great. Okay, so we have V, we've got victory and some endeavor. Okay, so I mean, it just gets better and better for you guys. Yeah, you guys are just in a really great place. You're going to be, you know, when we've got the universe and the world on our side, it's like, yes, you are going to be successful in just about anything you try to do. So again, it's like, I feel like the success, the ideas, this blossoming and this, you know, kind of mastery over the world and the universe is really going to be the focus. But that's not to say that these relationships aren't going to be real important too, okay? So I really want to stress that just because this is going to be where your attention's going to be, these relationships are going to start blossoming too, and you're going to find that even your relationships are doing well, okay? So you've got that interconnectedness, enough heart this month where you're also making progress there. So, oh, how interesting. We've got the nest again with the birds. And then we have we have the mountains. This is an interesting thing because typically, and for those of you who know the typical meaning of this, or like, ooh, that might not be so great. But I'm still getting that even though we've got obstacles, it's like you can fly over them. You can get over those obstacles very easily. I feel like these obstacles are almost like, it's almost like if you do find yourself getting into a situation where it's like, ooh, how do I navigate this? It's like you've totally got that. Kind of like what I said when, you know, with the patience and the universe and the world opening itself to you, it's almost like it will the answer will present itself to you, even if you get into a situation where you don't know what to do. So I feel even like your obstacles are easy this month. But I do want to mention, you know, yeah, there's going to be some things that you're going to have to deal with, but I feel like it's just such a breeze for you. I do want to mention, especially with the swords and the birds coming up here, that this typically focuses a little bit more on communication. So I do want to say that the communication side of this is also something to consider, that you're going to be doing a lot of communication this month, okay? And if it's not you communicating, other people are going to be wanting to talk to you a lot. Maybe it's that talking is going to be an obstacle because maybe you want to get some stuff done, right? But I feel like it's really important to listen. Really important to listen, really important to make sure that you're being heard, okay? So when you're saying things, listen to what people are saying back to you as a way of checking whether or not they're understanding what you're saying, okay? Gosh, you guys, this is great. This is just such a great, I mean, it makes me feel calm. I feel like I'm at the spa and I just got a really great massage because of this reading. So I want to thank you guys for allowing me to do this reading for you. I hope you really enjoyed it. It looks like your July is going to be wonderful. So that's great, you know, regardless. I hope it's wonderful. And if you enjoyed your reading, please go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I've got several videos coming for the rest of the week. You know, I post every week now. So, and yeah, check out that Twitter because we want to get those savings out this week. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will see you at our next reading. Hi, those of you who picked the Sunstone point. Here is your reading. So we've got listening. Okay, so this is going to be a really strong point for you guys this month. I keep saying this week because I usually do the weekly readings, but yeah, this month we've got listening as being important. We have pleasure. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put these more specific predictions over here. For now, we've got dreams. Okay, we have the Four of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Wands, and then we have intuition and manifestation. That makes sense. Yes, definitely with the dreams and that. Yeah. Okay. So for this particular reading, for those of you who picked this reading, it's almost like there's a little bit here and there. Okay. Sometimes I'll get readings where there's just this uniting very simple concept and that's it. But for you guys, we've got a little bit of everything going on. The one thing that I want to make sure that you guys hear first and really remember is that listening is going to be important for you. We've got this, we've got this image of this woman, and maybe it seems like she might not be paying attention. There's a little bird right here next to her. I really feel like it's important to pay attention. I feel like something's trying to get your attention, like in this Four of Cups. And I feel like you might be a little closed off to hearing. But if you listen, things are going to get so much easier for you, okay? So there might be some kind of advice that might be difficult to hear. It might even be coming from your own, your own thoughts. Like you'll come into, you'll start thinking and you'll hear yourself telling yourself something, but it's not that inner critic. It's like somebody telling you, hey, you know what, you gotta watch that thing. It's like, it might be hard to hear, but if you hear it, things are going to get so much better. Okay, so be very aware of how important it is to pay attention and listen. Okay, I feel like there's so much wisdom coming your way right now. This might not just be on the earthly plane, like listening to your friends and your family members, maybe if you have positive relationships with them, and maybe your partner or the person you're interested in or your boss or whatever. I feel like this also has to do with listening to the universe as well. Maybe your spirit guides are trying to get a hold of you, or maybe there's someone who's crossed over that's trying to tell you something. So I do feel like being receptive is really important, okay? And so I want to go from that to this here, because we have intuition and manifestation. You're making things happen this month, and I really feel like your focus is going to be more on probably the material world. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like you're just kind of building yourself up. You're making sure that you are secure in where you are just physically. You're like... it's almost like even for those of you, it's like you want to see, it's like you want to see the fruits of your labors paying off, okay? So whatever you've invested in, if it's a relationship, you want to see that relationship growing. You want to see maybe your bank account growing. You want to see maybe you're learning something new, and you want to see yourself making progress that. Pay attention. And you'll do that just fine, because intuition and manifestation, specifically manifestation, I really feel like you're able to make things happen. It's just about really aligning yourself with the ability to do it. If you find this month that you're having a little bit of trouble making things happen that you want to happen, go back to the listening, because I feel like there's this thing that you might be missing, and it might even be like a repeated thing. So for example, if you're the kind of person that maybe skims emails instead of reads them, it's like, go back and reread it. If you're the kind of person that maybe you're in your head a lot, try to pull yourself out of your head, more into your body and in your senses, so that you can be more aware of your surroundings and stuff like that, okay? On the other hand, if you're somebody who's in your head a lot, make sure that you're paying attention to what's happening in your head right now, because I just feel like there's this little nudge that you might be like you might be missing, and it's just going to make everything so much easier for you, okay? I feel like things would go fine either way, but if you are able to become more receptive, then you will be able to make things happen even better. So we've got dreams and manifestation. I really feel like these go hand in hand, but just as you are thinking about the things that you want to create for yourself, make sure you're very specific. Make sure it is aligned with what you want. This isn't coming through so much as be careful what you wish for. It's more coming through as don't be afraid to dream big, that kind of thing, okay? It's more like, let's say, I'm going to use a really simple example. Let's say you're like, okay, I'd like to make $1 this week. Okay, I understand. Very simple example, right? Don't be afraid to say, you know what, I want to make $10 this week. It's okay to set higher goals, like bigger goals for yourself. Because I really feel like you're going to be good at making things happen, especially in the material world. and again, that receptivity, you know, I was thinking about the Queen of Pentacles, and I was thinking, you know, we've got this feminine energy, we've got the receptive energy, we've got this energy that's open to receiving, and again, you know, that's really, really going to help. So I'm sorry I keep repeating myself, but it's just so important for you guys to hear that. We do have this feeling like you're going to be feeling really protective of your projects. You might even be working on a project that you're kind of trying to keep the lowdown, like you don't want maybe everybody to know about it until it's done, that kind of stuff. I feel like this worry, it's like you're worried about it because it's important to you, because you care about it, but it's not necessarily going to happen. You're not going to get hurt. And whatever this is that you're trying to protect, it might even be like trying to guard a secret. Yeah, it's this feeling like you don't want other people to know something. You'll be able to whatever this is about, you'll be fine. Because I feel like it's so important to you that you might be prone to a little bit of paranoia about it. And so I do want to make sure that, you know, you understand that you're doing what you need to protect that, whatever it is, okay? So the pleasure, I mean, it's kind of jumping out at everything, but of course we do have this feeling like, and it's really interesting because it's paired up here, at least in my vision, it's paired up here with the Queen of Pentacles. We've got this feeling that it's going to be okay to indulge a little bit this month. I say that also understanding that I don't want to necessarily give you permission to do anything unhealthy, you know, but it's like right now, and I'm also getting like, this is why it's so important to be in your senses, because you are able to feel more pleasure with your body this month. I'm just going to say it that way. You're going to feel more pleasure with your body. I really feel like you are, even if you don't feel like you're very attractive, you are going to be extremely attractive to other people, regardless of whether or not you want them to be attracted with you or not. You're going to be feeling very sensual. It's really interesting because, like I said, you are making things happen on a physical level, and it's just really interesting that way. I really like this. It's like you are really able to get what you want from the world. Yeah, I mean, just go for it, you know, whatever this is, you're going to be getting a lot of pleasure, a lot of physical pleasure too. But I also feel like this is also like pleasure and luxury, you know, that kind of stuff too. Like, don't be afraid to go out wearing a nice clothing, or don't be afraid to, you know, put on some, you know, great jewelry, or I'm just saying things that have a lot to do with femininity, but don't be afraid to, you know, take a day off, for example, or something like that, because it's like, it's good for you this month, okay? So let's see some more predictions here. Okay, good. Great, good fortune, okay? This really goes with the Queen of Pentacles, really goes with this kind of earthly pleasure feeling, really goes with manifestation too. So yeah, this is just kind of backing up everything that we're getting already. We have carriage, a journey, either physical or mental. This is interesting because we had something like this in a different pile as well. Make sure that as you are moving through this month, that you are being aware of that goal. You know, when we manifest, when we figure out what our dreams are going to be, we're going to bring into the world, we've got to have that ultimate goal, okay? So make sure you're being able to set your intentions and move to that goal so that you can then move to the next one, okay? We have Seahorse, family matters, okay? So, even though I'm not really getting that huge family orientation, make sure, what I'm getting is, yeah, it's important to pay attention to your family and everything, but you will notice that something's going to happen in your family this month that's going to, I'm not getting a negative or a positive thing on this. I'm just getting that something's going to happen, like an event's going to happen or something important's going to happen, and That's going to be something that happens this month. I know, I'm just like, this is going to happen. It happens, this month it happens, I feel kind of silly just repeating that. But I mean, that's what I'm getting. It's just something with the family. It's going to be important, yeah, so keep that in mind. Ooh, a letter from the home. Okay, so you might, okay, this could also be a check, okay, like a check in the mail for you. It could be something, it could be like an exception letter of some sort, something that gives you, this is good news. You're going to get good news, and it's going to change your home situation. It's going to change how you feel about your place in the world. Okay, yeah. This also might be like a deed to a house. So some of you guys might be moving or selling a house, and that's going to happen this month. So kind of keep that in mind, or selling a building. Okay, but yeah, you're going to get a lot of correspondence too. Again, listening. That's going to be really important. This looks like a very easy and almost like a nice simple month, just it's just going to be just good. It's going to be a good month for you, which is great. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've had a few months in a row that weren't like amazing, right? So having a month like this, I'm just thinking, if I had picked this pile, I'd be so happy with this. I really hope you enjoyed your reading with me. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If you did enjoy it, make sure you like that. You like it, so I know that I'm doing a good job here. It's really important for me to get that feedback. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Guys, I have a lot more videos coming out this week and every week. Keep that in mind. Make sure to check out that Twitter, because all we need is 50 more subscribers, or probably less at this point, and we'll be able to we'll be able to post that savings, and you guys can get a private reading with me they're like so much cheaper, again, same day, all that kind of good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful one. I will see you at our next reading. Hi, those of you who picked the yellow flower, here is your reading. Intention. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, yeah, I'll get there. Okay, so we have faith. Interesting here. I'm going to put these really particular, these are the really, like the more details predictions. So I'm going to put them over there for now. We've got discovery. Interesting. The high priestess. That makes sense to me. The hermit. 2 major arcana cards. This is going to be a big month. Okay, we've got the 3 of Wands, and we have Spirit, Ascended Masters. This is really interesting. Look at the hands. This is interesting. So, I feel like this is just a really important message, and that's why I'm pausing here, because I want to make sure that the way that I express it lets you guys know just how special this message is. Okay, so this month has the potential of being like life-changing for you guys. I feel like it's going to be a very mystical month, and you are going to be finding that things maybe that don't necessarily make sense are going to be happening. Okay, if you're the kind of person who's very much a sensory person, like, this is a crystal and it's got points on it, and it's got different facets, and this is kind of pointy and all that. Like, if you're the kind of person that just likes to feel things, look at objective data and all of that, it might feel like just maybe a weird month for you. For those of you who are more open and used to a lot of spiritual and abstract things going on, this is your month. I mean, you're really going to be having a positive month for you. Okay, so I feel like the intention card is alluding to something else, especially with the high priestess right here. So not only do we have the importance of setting your intentions, because you are going to be manifesting like crazy this month, okay? Like you are going, like what you think is going to happen. It's like, you know, that's going to be fine for you. But I feel like we also have this very mystical feeling of you are going to be so in tune with your intuition that you might even scare yourself, because I feel like this is a reference, at least for me, and intuitively I'm getting a reference to the Oracle of Delphi. The Oracle of Delphi, the High Priestess of Apollon, is another name for them. The Pythia is another way that they refer to them. But like with the High Priestess and this, ooh, you're going to be so intuitive. And it's like, you've got to believe. Like, I feel like this is talking about the crown chakra being open and divine guidance and all of that. But it's like, you've got to really believe yourself in this. This is not going to be the most social time for you. We have the Hermit card here, talking about following your own light. Sorry, I need a drink of water. Yeah, so this light is going to be so bright that you're not going to even need to question it, you know? This might be the month for those of you who have been questioning yourselves, like self-trust, you know, working on that, where you really start realizing that it's not just important to trust yourself, but it's also important that you know that sometimes you're the only person you can trust, right? So yeah, I feel like there's just going to be a lot of divine guidance. You've got to have faith in yourself and trust in yourself, or that's going to be your lesson this month. You're going to be having, like, setting out those, when you set out an intention, that's going to happen, okay? It might not happen this month, but it's going to happen. So make sure that when you're setting out your intention, that you're doing it with a very clear goal in mind. You know, I'm not saying, some people get the idea that they might manifest like things that are negative if they think something negative. And I mean, I'm not going to say that that's not true, because I don't actually know that. But what I do know, when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to setting goals and intentions, you've got, it takes an incredible amount of concentration and skill, I want to say, to be able to make some things happen at ease, okay? So it's not like everything you think is going to happen. I'm just saying that when you set a goal or an intention, it's like, it's going to the turnaround on that is going to be quicker. It's going to be more potent. So manifestation is going to be a big deal this month. In fact, I've got to say, for a lot of piles, manifestation was a theme, but for you guys especially. So yeah. So understand, like, it's not even going to be an option about learning to trust yourself, because it's going to be impossible not to trust yourself because you're manifesting so quickly. Okay. With the faith though, it's showing us that you do have support. You have that divine support, but you also have faith in yourself. That's your lesson right now, you know, with the Hermit card, going inside, following your own light, with the High Priestess and the Moon, and getting in touch with this intuition, and the pomegranates here representing the abundance that you're going to be experiencing because you're so in tune with like good timing. You're in tune with what needs to be done. You're also in tune with, like, when you're setting these intentions, these goals, it's like you're aware of what you need. So it's like even your goals are perfectly aligned with your spiritual needs. Okay. With the Three of Wands, sometimes I get a feeling with the Three of Wands, and I'm explaining this so that you guys know what it isn't. Sometimes I get a feeling that with the Three of Wands, somebody's waiting for something that might not happen. With you guys, I feel like there's something you've been waiting for. It's like, it's going to happen this month, okay? Whatever it is you've been waiting for, it's going to happen. And it's like, you're going to know it already. In fact, I'm actually wondering, like, with all of this intuitive, this indwelling, this like internal light, this truth, this access to these ascended masters, you know, we've got divine access here. We've got you ascending your own body, probably having a lot of really, really vivid dreams and that kind of stuff, really in tune. You're just able to look at symbols, for example, and just automatically get what it's supposed to mean, that kind of thing. You're able to look at your life and see, well, this is where it's going to go next. And it's just, you're just so with the flow in that area. It's almost like, why are you talking? Like, why are you watching this? You know, but it's like, this is, you know, when I look at this discovery card here and look at this like kind of lesson of self-trust, I see that this is a discovery process of how powerful you are. So this is a very, very sacred, very special, it's almost like a spiritual initiation process this month for you. So I just really want to make sure that I'm saying it with the gravity that this kind of experience deserves, because this is a big deal. You guys are really stepping into your power. You're owning who you are, and you're able, it's like there's this kind of inner knowing that some people who are very, very gifted have, you know, but even with that inner knowing, they might not know that they know. I might start like kind of speaking in riddles, and I don't mean to, but it's like this month you're going to not just have that inner knowing, but you're going to know that that inner knowing is true. It's like that. So I just really feel like this is a very sacred thing for you guys. This month is going to be a really, really important time. You're going to be spending a lot of it in what some people call the other world, or in the maybe ethereal, the astral plane, that kind of stuff. You're ascending right now, your physical body. So I just feel like this is a very, very mystical experience for you. It's like, it's difficult for me to find words to describe this, because it's not of the earth, you know. So this is, I mean, this is very, very profound stuff here. So, okay, so we do have the shark card. Be aware that there might be a material loss for you guys. It's interesting because I feel you guys are so independent right now that wouldn't really shake you if there is one. But understand that there might be some kind of material loss. You guys actually, you know what, this is something that I see a lot in people who might be dealing with a death, sometimes going through the process of a material loss, of a physical death, can put us in this mindset where we're really figuring some things out, and we're really thinking about things outside of just the body. So that would make sense to me. I'm not saying that somebody is going to die this month. I'm just saying that that kind of material loss would make sense. Another way that I'm getting of interpreting this is understanding that it's almost like the physical reality, your material possessions, that stuff. It's like you're going to transcend that. You're not going to need, you're going to realize you don't need as much of that stuff. So yeah, we've got that. We've got the finger. Not the finger, but we've got a pointing finger warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So yeah, of course, when you're more open and receiving this kind of guidance, of course, you're going to be getting both positive messages and some of the negative messages. Be aware that I feel like you're in such a receptive area, and I don't see a whole lot of negative thinking getting in the way. That just be aware that any kind of warnings you get, make sure you're taking them seriously. Sometimes people, I don't see this as often, but sometimes people can be dismissive of a little like kind of pointer that, you know, or a little nudge that maybe something negative might happen, and it's like, nah, you know, that kind of thing. Usually I see people going the opposite direction though, and getting more upset about it. But just be aware that I feel like you're going to be able to be seeing so many different perspectives that you'll be able to pick up on this, but do be aware that some of those warnings are trying to get you ready so that you can handle any kind of situation like that. Okay, so we also have a bow. Okay, yeah. So we have, you know, you're being thought of a lot right now. I feel like, yes, there's a divinity about that. There's this kind of, you know, spirit is with you, yes. But I also feel like you might experience some telepathy as well. Okay, because I mean, this is clearly a third chakra and crown chakra area for you, and the reason I mentioned that is that these are chakra cards. It kind of helps me get an idea of what area of your life you're going to be focusing on. So, so yeah, understand even your throat chakra is going to be involved here, and that people, you're going to be noticing that it's easier to read other people's minds. Now, you might not be around a whole lot of people this month, or not be socializing as much, but you will be able to kind of anticipate. I just feel like you're able to anticipate a lot of stuff. It's like you just know things are about to happen. You know what you need to manifest. You're able to really tap into that. The abundance, please don't forget, we've got a lot of abundance coming too here. Oh, that's so weird. We got 4 cards. You guys were only supposed to get 3, but we also have parting of the ways in either romance or business. So we've got a broken contract here. I don't think this is a bad thing, though. It's so weird. Normally I would get this and be like, ooh. But I feel like it's like there's a relief that some kind of contract's being broken. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind. Again, relationship or business, I have a sense of freedom with this card, though, of feeling like you don't need to be in that cycle anymore. It might be a breaking of a cycle as well, with the ring being a circle. Okay, so we have the bear, followed by the sun. Wow. I mean, it would have been nice to know that the sun was in here this whole time, but you know, we did the reading the way we did. The sun in Lenormand is really special because it shines, it puts everything that you're going through in a positive light. So when we get stuff like a breaking of maybe a broken contract or something like that, the sun tells us, but it's going to be positive, right? It says if there's a loss, it's like it's going to be serving your greater good. If there's some kind of warning, it's like you totally got this. The warning is so that you can step aside and maybe not feel the effects of that so much, you know. So the sun is again, I can't overstate the gravity of this. It's like it feels like this is such an important month for you guys, but of course the bear comes first, and the bear is just talking about how you are just you're a very powerful source right now. You're stepping into your power. I feel like some of you guys might be the types of people who've had a really, really, really hard life. And it's like you are finally realizing that you're more than just what you've been through, and that you are, it's like you're able to get to a different space as a result of that. This is very, very profound energy. And I do have to say that as I'm doing this reading, I'm even thinking like, whoever's on the other side of this, watching this reading, like I'm a little intimidated by you guys because you guys seem to have everything together from my perspective of thinking about things on the intuitive spiritual level, right? Just know that you're really like, you know, I'm just trying to summarize this. Know that this is going to be a very good month for you. You're stepping into your power. You're becoming more intuitive. You're able to manifest what you want. But not only that, but you're able to know what to manifest to put you at a good place. You're really following your own light. You know when things are going to happen. Something that you've been waiting for is going to be coming to you. Okay. A lot of intuition, guys, a lot of intuition, a lot of communication from spirit. We're on a journey of discovery here with you guys. So very, very special month for you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. And I hope that you enjoyed your reading. It'll be very interesting to see any kind of comments or feedback about this coming month, because boy, it's gonna be an interesting one for you guys. If you enjoyed your reading, please, I appreciate the feedback. If you want to leave a like, that's always appreciated. If you'd like to subscribe, I've got mini videos coming for the rest of the week and weeks after. Don't forget to check out that Twitter account, because again, we just need a few more subscribers to that, followers on that Twitter account. and then I'll be able to post that coupon. So yeah, really looking forward to that savings and all that kind of stuff. Anything else you need from me will be in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you at our next reading.